Procrastination. That's next on One Day Ahead. Welcome to One Day Ahead, Are There Any Questions? A web series where I take student or teacher questions from my school and around the world. Today's question. Dear Nate, I have real bad procrastination. Can you help me figure out how I can not procrastinate quite so much? So procrastination is nuts if you really start to think about it. We naturally lump it in as being a symptom of laziness. The kid who just can't be bothered to do the thing or plan the deal or create the creation. But lazy doesn't really cover the kid who cannot seem to write more than a few words over 2 weeks, and then in the 11th hour, they suddenly vault into a coffee-fueled, all-night, hyper-productive, overdrive, crazy town binge, and they bang out like 10 pages in a single night. That is not lazy. What the hell is that? So, I don't know, but no one else seems to really know either. In prepping for this episode, I've read a fair amount on this topic. Academic journal articles and things that are like a little more poppy. But one thing is abundantly clear. There is not a strong consensus as to what causes people to act in this weird, obviously counterproductive way. But while there is not really a consensus here, a few things have emerged as clear. Number one, everyone procrastinates some and sometimes. Let me break this down for you because it is very complex. There are lots of things that we have to do, and some of those things suck. And we don't want to do them, so we don't for a while. And then we do them. It's pretty scientific stuff. Number two, though everyone does it to some extent, 20% of people really procrastinate, like in a meaningful, life-affecting, maladaptive, burdensome way. These people are in a special echelon of the last-minute warriors. They're the procrastinators that other procrastinators idolize. Or, I mean, they would. If they ever got around, they'll get to it tomorrow. For this subset, procrastination is a way of life. It is a part of their identity. Their taxes are always late. They miss planes, project deadlines, dinner dates, important events. They are late to everything. Their procrastination affects more than just them. It is an active burden on the people around them. Number three, in schools, we see the same pattern as everywhere else. Everyone procrastinates some, 20% are in their own special little category. And in school, as in life, this subset of kids, they're really in trouble, but not in the way that you might think, because ultimately they do the work. In fact, many of them are super talented. They do pass classes. We work with them and take things late, which virtually guarantees we'll get them late, or we don't, and then they get it in at the last possible second, but they do pass. So, big deal. They really only pay for it over the long term, because ultimately they're not learning how to do excellent anything. They're learning how to do bad work very, very quickly. They become virtuosos of the last second. And that's an important distinction because it means that they don't improve as much or as quickly as their peers. What they produce consistently is a mediocre product of panic and stress. So long term, they don't grow so much as they cope. And when put in such stark terms, we reach the fourth and final consensus of everything that I've read. Number four, figuring out how to beat this thing, I don't even know what to call it, process. It is the most important thing that you can do academically. This is bigger than any test, any project, any class. And that's because the effects of profound procrastination will span well beyond your little academic slice of your life. This is your academic, and there's a lot. I can't do it because I have wrist joints. The cost in school is obvious. You are forever getting better at doing bad work quickly. Fine. I mean, really, who cares? But the real cost, like outside of school, is much more tragic and insidious than you might think. People plagued by procrastination are ultimately propelled to act by only one thing: panic. Panic is what actually puts pen to paper. God, there are a lot of P's in this thing. Pterodactyl. For things with deadlines attached, it should be noted, panic, it does actually work. Badly, but it works. Like I said, these people pass their classes. But have you thought about those things in life that have no deadlines? What about those things that will never reach that place of near nuclear meltdown where finally, we have to actually do it? What happens then? In 2013, Tim Urban, author and lifelong self-avowed procrastinator, wrote a post about procrastination on his blog, Wait But Why? And afterward, he was inundated with these heart-wrenching emails about how procrastination had impacted the lives of his readers. So later on, he gives this talk, and after a bunch of funny stories about crazy predicaments his deep procrastination has landed him in, he makes this heartbreaking observation. Long-term procrastination is much less visible and much less talked about than the funnier, short-term, deadline-based kind. It's usually suffered quietly and privately, and it can be the source of a huge amount of long-term unhappiness and regrets. And I thought, that's why these people are emailing. That's why they're in such a bad place. It's not that they're cramming for some project. It's that long-term procrastination has made them feel like a spectator at times in their own lives. The frustration is not that they couldn't achieve their dreams. It's that they weren't even able to start chasing them. Wow. That's why I don't think I'm being hyperbolic when I say that learning to deal with procrastination is among the most important things you will ever learn. Because it's not really about those war stories recounting last-minute victories stolen from the jaws of self-created defeat. No, it's because procrastination is a thief. It steals dreams. It sidelines you in your own life. So can we beat it? Yeah, but saying no at some level, it means that we are not in control of our own choices. So yes, you can choose to beat it, and you can do some things to set yourself up for success. So how? The internet is full of tips and tricks of ways to think about this, all of which are fine. Well, some are kind of dumb, but most of them, they're fine. They're very problem solution oriented. Like procrastinators are motivated by deadlines, so break large project into little tiny steps. Procrastinators seek out distraction, so download this app that will lock social media for 30 minutes. Procrastinators feel overwhelmed by the scope of their tasks, so use sticky notes and checklists to organize and prioritize. These are all fine, and they are all small. Look, I got nothing against these tools. I do not want to cross the office supply lobby, end up on their blacklist, which can be posted conveniently to any non-porous surface. Look, I just want to point out that they are all band-aids. They address symptoms with quick and cheap and easy fixes. Does anyone really believe that we can game this problem if we find just the right app? So I want to give you two things to think about. And the first thing is, you gotta shake this denial. It's even in your question, Nate, I have real bad procrastination. Do you have it? Is it a cold? Procrastination is not a DSM-V, it's not an affliction, it's not a diagnosis, it's not an inheritable disease, you didn't catch it. Procrastination is an action. It's something you are doing. When you use language to distance yourself from accountability, it's a sure sign that you are not ready to face the problem. It's easy to blame externals. It's much harder and much more courageous to own this as your problem and a problem that only you can fix. Second, I want to talk about motivation. I hear this all the time. I just can't find the motivation to get my work done. Guys, motivation is crap. It just is. It's great when it's here. It's gone when you chase it. It's fickle. It's tied to blood sugar and the whims of other people and sunny days and a good night's sleep and who the hell knows what else. Moon cycles, probably. Motivation isn't worth a damn because it's external. It takes no effort to get. It comes and finds you for no reason and leaves just as quickly. So screw that noise. What you need is discipline. That is the word. Get it into your vocabulary because discipline is a choice. It doesn't come and go because it is cultivated within you. You own that. If motivation is waiting to feel like doing it, discipline is doing it regardless of how you feel. The word you hear with discipline all the time is cultivation. It has to be growing, and growing things takes time and care and diligence and water, so stay hydrated. But seriously, be good to yourself. There is a lot of literature out there on how closely and causally procrastination is tied to shame. It becomes a spiral real quick. So be good to yourself. Build slow, but build every day. Cultivate discipline. That is the answer, or at least the best one I can give you. I wish I had better advice, but this isn't a problem that has quick and easy fixes. It's going to be a long road, and here's the most ironic line of this whole thing. It's probably best if you start now, because procrastination is a thief, but not of school assignments and grades and essays. If you let it, procrastination can steal your dreams away. As with so many things in life that really matter, the only real deadline you face is death, and it's tough to argue for an extension. Thanks for your question. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and check out my other videos. Also, follow me here on Twitter, here on Instagram, and here on Facebook. If you have questions you would like to see featured, you can email me here or simply comment below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on One Day Ahead.